Look at the night sky. Look at the billions of galaxies, the infinite stretch of dark matter, the terrifying vastness of the cosmos. Science tells you that you are a speck of dust, a biological accident clinging to a rock floating in the middle of nowhere. Science tells you that the universe is big and you are small. But what if science is looking through the wrong end of the telescope? What if the universe is not out there? What if the universe is in here? 600 years ago, in the ancient city of Aleppo, a man walked into the town square and made a declaration that signed his death warrant. He didn't have a telescope, he didn't have a particle accelerator, but he had unlocked the source code of reality. His name was Seyyid Nesimi, and his words were Mende Suar Iki Chihan, Menbu Chihana Suamazam. Both worlds fit within me, but I do not fit into this world. This sentence is the most radical statement in human history. It turns the laws of physics upside down. How can a container, the human body, be smaller than the contents, the universe? How can the ocean fit inside the drop? Welcome back to Hidden Atlas. Today, we are going to dissect the poem that killed its author. We are going to decode the mystery of the Insani Kamil, the universal man. We are going to look at the holographic principle of modern physics and see how it aligns perfectly with Nesimi's vision. And we are going to discover why you, yes, you, are too big for this world. Let's start with the first line. Mende Suar Iki Chihan. Both worlds fit within me. What are the two worlds? In Sufi cosmology, this refers to dunya and akhira, the physical world and the spiritual world, matter and antimatter, the visible and the invisible. Nesimi is claiming that his consciousness is the container for the entire binary system of existence. For centuries, this was seen as poetic exaggeration, but today, quantum physics offers a startling explanation. It is called the holographic principle. Proposed by physicists like Leonard Susskind, it suggests that the information of a 3D volume is encoded on a 2D surface. But more importantly, in a hologram, every single piece of the film contains the image of the whole. If you take a photograph of an apple and cut it in half, you get half an apple. But if you take a hologram of an apple and cut it in half, you get the whole apple, just smaller. If you cut it into 1,000 pieces, every single tiny piece still contains the image of the whole apple. Nesimi is saying, I am a fragment of the divine hologram. Therefore, I contain the whole. The stars, the planets, the angels, the demons, the history of time. It is all encoded in my DNA. I am not a part of the universe. I am the universe folded into a biological suit. H.Z. Ali, the first imam of the mystics, said the same thing. You think you are a small planet, Jism Sagir, but within you, the greater universe, Alam Kabir, is folded. Think of a zip file on your computer. The icon is tiny. It takes up 1 inch on your screen, but if you double-click it, it expands. It releases gigabytes of data, videos, encyclopedias, blueprints. The human being is the zip file of God. We look small, we look like 80 kilograms of flesh and bone, but that is just the icon. If you unzip the human, through meditation, through death, through enlightenment, the entire cosmos pours out. Nesimi continues, Gevheri la mekan menem, keun u mekana suamazam. I am the jewel of the placeless, no space. I do not fit into being or space. Here, he introduces the concept of la mekan, non-locality. Space is a coordinate system, up, down, left, right. It's a prison. It defines where you are, and more importantly, where you are not. If I am in New York, I cannot be in Tokyo. That is the rule of space. But Nesimi says, I am the jewel of non-locality. I come from the singularity, the point before the Big Bang where space did not exist. Therefore, I do not fit into space. Imagine a 3D human trying to squeeze into a 2D drawing. You can put your finger on the paper, but your whole body cannot fit. You are two-dimensional. You have depth. The paper is flat. Nesimi is telling us that the human soul is a multi-dimensional entity. We are trying to squeeze a 5D consciousness into a 3D reality. That is why we feel squeezed. That is why we feel pain. That is why we feel anxiety. The anxiety you feel is not because something is wrong with you. It's because you are a giant living in a dollhouse. You are trying to fit the ocean into a cup. The cup is cracking. Nesimi says, let the cup crack. He is challenging the very definition of identity. We usually identify with the container. I am my body. I am my name. I am my job. Nesimi identifies with the content. I am the essence. And this brings us to the most dangerous part of his philosophy. If I contain the universe, and if the universe is a reflection of God, then who am I?
Let's go deeper into the poem. The verses get more specific and more terrifying. Arsh e farsh e kaf e nun, mende bulunde jumlechun. The throne, Arsh, the earth, Farsh, and the letters Kaf and Nun, all are found within me. This is the code of creation. The Arsh is the highest limit of the cosmos, the divine throne, the command center. The Farsh is the lowest limit, the dirt, the ground. Nesimi says, I span the entire spectrum. My feet are in the mud, but my head is above the throne. I am the ladder between heaven and earth. But the key is Kaf and Nun. In the Quran, when God wants to create something, he commands kun, be. In Arabic, kun is made of two letters, Kaf, K, and Nun, N. These are the binary digits of creation, the 0 and 1 of the matrix. Every atom, every galaxy, every event is generated by the vibration of Kaf and Nun. Nesimi says, these letters are found within me. Do you understand what he is saying? He is saying, I am not the created, I am the creative force. I possess the source code. I am the logos, the word. This aligns with the deepest secret of Tasawwuf, the caliphate. God says to the angels, I am placing a vice-regent, Khalifa, on earth. A vice-regent is not a servant. A vice-regent is a deputy, a king acting on behalf of the emperor. He has the signet ring. He has the authority to command. Why do we feel so powerless then? Why do we feel like victims of fate? Because we have forgotten the code. We have the Kaf and Nun inside us, but we don't know how to pronounce them. We are like amnesiac wizards who think they are muggles. Nesimi is trying to wake us up. He says, Kes suzunu ve ebsem ol, sher e beana suamazam. Cut your words and be silent. I do not fit into descriptions or explanations. He warns the intellectuals. He warns the theologians. Stop trying to analyze me. Stop trying to put me in a box of religion or philosophy or biology. The human reality is beyond logic. Logic works in the simulation. It deals with cause and effect, but the human is the glitch in the simulation. We are the indefinable variable. This is why artificial intelligence, no matter how advanced, will never be human. AI fits into the Sher Ubeyan, logic and code. It is definable. The human soul does not fit. It has a spark of the infinite, and the infinite cannot be defined, because to define is to limit. Now, we come to the part that caused the scandal, the part that made the Orthodox judges sign the fatwa for his execution. Gerchi bugun Nesimiam, Hashemiam, Kureishim. Although today I am Nesimi, I am Hashemi, I am Kureishi, Bundan uludur ayatim, ayet ushana selmazam. But my sign is greater than this. I do not fit into signs or glories. He is stripping off his identity. I am not just a Turkish poet. I am not just a descendant of the prophet. These are just costumes I wear for this scene in the movie. My true nature is ancient. I existed before my ancestors. This is the realization of the eternal now. For the mystic, time is an illusion. He is not born and he does not die. He merely enters the stream of time and exits it. But while he is in the stream, he disrupts it. Nesimi's declaration was seen as heresy. How can a man claim to be greater than the throne, greater than the holy books, greater than the definitions of God? Because the throne is a creation, the books are paper and ink, but the human heart is the house of God. There is a hadith Qudsi that says, "The heavens and the earth cannot contain me, but the heart of my believing servant contains me." God fits in the heart. If God fits in the heart and the heart is in you, then you are the carrier of the absolute. This is the terrifying burden of being human. It is not easy to be the carrier of the ark. It burns, it destroys the ego, and eventually it demands the ultimate sacrifice.
History tells us that in the year 1417, in the city of Aleppo, Nesimi was arrested. The religious authorities put him on trial. They asked him, "Do you claim to be God?" He looked at them and recited his verses. "I am the truth, but I am not the God you worship in your mosques. I am the God that is hidden in your own veins." They didn't understand. They couldn't understand. They ordered him to be flayed alive, to have his skin peeled off his body while he was still conscious. This is one of the most brutal execution methods in history. The symbolism is profound. Nesimi spent his whole life saying, "I do not fit into this skin. I do not fit into this body." So the world said, "Fine, we will take your skin." The legends of his execution are legendary. It is said that as they were peeling his skin, he did not scream. He smiled. He recited poems. One of the judges, trying to mock him, said, "You say you are God? Look at you. You are turning yellow from blood loss. If you are the truth, why are you pale?" Nesimi replied, "I am the sun of love in the eternal horizon. The sun always turns yellow before it sets." What kind of consciousness allows a man to make poetry while he is being dissected? This is the ultimate proof of his philosophy. He had successfully detached his self from his avatar. He watched his execution from the outside. He looked at his body like a man looks at a torn shirt. "You are tearing the shirt," he thought, "but you cannot touch me." Jan ile jihan menem, dehr ile zaman menem. I am the life and the world. I am the era and time. If you are time itself, how can a knife hurt you? If you are life itself, how can death end you? There is a famous story about a drop of blood from Nesimi. During the execution, a drop of his blood splashed onto the finger of the judge who sentenced him. The judge was superstitious. There was a saying, "The blood of a heretic is impure, it must be cut off." Someone asked the judge, "Sir, his blood touched you. According to your own law, you must cut off your finger." The judge got scared and said, No, it is just water. It is nothing." Nesimi, bleeding on the scaffold, laughed and improvised a couplet. "Zahiden bir parzanga ne, kesen donup haktan kachar. Gyor bu miskin ashiki, serpa soyalan aglamaz." If you cut one finger of the religious hypocrite, he turns and runs from the truth. But look at this poor lover. They are skinning him from head to toe, and he does not cry. This is the distinction between religion and spirituality. Religion, for the judge, was a set of rules, a way to control, a way to be safe. It was fragile. A cut finger was enough to break his faith. Spirituality, for Nesimi, was a state of being. It was fire. It was the realization that I am indestructible. Nesimi's execution was not a tragedy, it was a demonstration. He showed us that the human spirit is stronger than biology. He showed us that pain is a signal of the body, but suffering is a choice of the mind. When you realize you are the container of the universe, the pain of the tiny body becomes insignificant. But Nesimi didn't just die. He left a legacy. He left the Bektashi and Alevi traditions, a language of resistance, a language that says, do not bow to the tyrants, do not bow to the dogmas, because you are the temple. Sejde ele adem uzre, ta hajje varir zahid. Prostrate to Adam, the human, so the ascetic may arrive at the pilgrimage. He is saying, the Kaaba is made of stone, the human heart is made of light. Don't walk around the stone, walk around the heart. Respect the human, serve the human, because the human is the only place where God manifests fully. So, what does this mean for us in the 21st century? We are not in Aleppo, we are not being threatened with flaying, but we are being threatened by something else. We are being threatened by smallness. The modern world is designed to make you feel small. You are just a consumer. You are just a voter. You are just an employee. You are just a subscriber. You are a number, a statistic. The algorithms categorize you. The economy exploits you. The news terrifies you. You feel trapped. You feel like you don't fit in this world. Nesimi is telling you, you are right. You don't fit, and you should not try to fit. The depression you feel is your soul rejecting the smallness of the container. It is a healthy reaction. When you try to squeeze a giant into a box, the giant gets depressed. The solution is not to take pills to make the giant sleep. The solution is to break the box. How do we apply Nesimi's formula today? 1. The shift of identity. Stop introducing yourself by your job or your history. I am an accountant. No, that is what you do. I am anxious. No, that is what you feel. Start identifying with the witness. I am the space in which the anxiety is happening. I am the screen on which the movie of my life is playing. When you become the screen, the fire in the movie cannot burn you. The water cannot drown you. The basis of true ethics. You don't hurt others, not because it's against the law, but because you don't want to damage a universe. 3, the rejection of fear. Nesimi smiled while being skinned. What are you afraid of? Public speaking? Poverty? Rejection? Compared to what you truly are, these things are less than dust. Use Nesimi as an anchor. When you feel overwhelmed by the world, recite the line, Men bujihana simazam. This problem is part of the world. I am bigger than the world, therefore I am bigger than this problem. It is a mantra of power. 4, the search for the lamekan. Find the place inside you that has no location. Close your eyes. Where are you? You are nowhere. You are everywhere. Spend time in that placelessness. That is your home. The more you visit your true home, the less you will care about the decorations of your temporary hotel room, Earth. The final secret. Nesimi ends his poem with a riddle. Jan ile him jihan menem, der ile him zaman menem. I am the soul and the world. I am the eternity and time. Gerbu latifei kiben, alem ilamakan menem. See this subtle joke or riddle that I am the world of placelessness. He calls it a latifa, a joke or a subtle riddle. What is the joke? The joke is that we are looking for God everywhere. We are building telescopes, we are traveling to Mars, we are reading thousands of books, and all the while, the thing we are looking for is looking through our own eyes. We are the fish looking for the ocean. We are the bird looking for the air. The universe is playing a game of hide and seek with itself, and you are the place where it decided to hide. Seyyid Nesimi didn't die. You cannot kill a frequency. You cannot execute a truth. He just stepped out of the jihan that was too small for him. Now the question is for you. Are you going to spend the rest of your life trying to shrink yourself to fit into the box of society? Or are you going to stand up, expand your chest, and say, I do not fit?
Thank you for listening to The Echo of the Giant. This poem is a key. Use it to unlock your own cuffs. Do you feel it? Do you feel the two worlds inside you? Tell us in the comments. Do you feel like you fit in this world, or have you always felt like a stranger? Subscribe to Hidden Atlas. We are decoding the giants. Until next time, break the box, be the universe, and remember, you are the truth.